Hi, my name's Tom Vassos. I've been in the technology industry for 33 years and teaching at the University of Toronto for 30 years in many countries around the world. I've had the pleasure of guest speaking in 43 different countries, so it's amazing to travel around the world and see how different countries and different industries in different countries are really using entirely new business models to transform what their organizations are all about. And there's a lot of that happening in many industries around the world today. The course I teach is all about business model innovation. The first part of it really is just looking at all of the elements of creating a fantastic business model. So it's looking at what your value proposition is and what kind of relationships you're going to have with your customers and what channels you're going to use to reach those customers. And finally, who are the customers going to be? What is your target market? So that really has a big influence on who you're trying to reach out to. So that's the revenue side of things, but on the cost side of things, you have to look at how much is all that going to cost with the resources and activities that you need, and who are all the partners you have to create partnerships with to bring that offering to the market, because often most companies can't do it themselves. And all of those tasks and resources have costs associated with them. And now the business model is all about comparing those revenues to the costs and therefore determining whether that business model really is viable in the industry that you're trying to reach. Once you've now created that business model, there's so much more to it than that, because this isn't just about a value proposition. It's about addressing people's core beliefs. And if you can connect with someone at a core belief level, you can really transform the relationships you have with the marketplace out there, regardless of whether you're going after the consumer market space or the business to business market space. So there's so much more than just the traditional theoretical part, but then when you get into the real world, it's making those real connections with real people. One of the biggest implications of changing business models in societies today is technology. It's one of the bigger market forces, and it's just one of the ones we talk about in this course. But things like mobile social business, the combination of the proliferation of mobile devices, along with social business, meaning all of the social media and social networking, is really transforming the way we interact with each other and the way we interact with brands. So later this year, it's projected that Facebook will hit 1 billion users worldwide, and 250 million of those are using it on mobile devices. And that's transforming business models, because you can reach clients in different ways, you can brand your product in different ways in the marketplace, you can sell products and do transactions, and finally you can do post-sales support with that market base. So this is one of the bigger implications affecting business model innovation, is the whole transformation of what's happening on the technology side of things. So that's just one of the market forces that we look at to determine what that next business model should look like. Let's take a look at one industry, for example, that hasn't changed much in many decades, the car rental industry. So you know, they have cars at the airport, they have to pay for hundreds of parking spots, and they deliver cars when people arrive into the city. So you can use mobile social business to start to transform that industry. So for example, Hertz has something called a car formation, that when you come into a city, your cell phone has arrived, you immediately getting a message saying, oh, we see you arrived in the city, we already booked your car for you, it's in parking spot 321, go straight to the car, we avoid lineups for you, etc. So it's a way to transform the business processes within a company to provide a higher level of customer service to clients. But business model innovation is about entirely transforming business models. So think of the car rental industry. There's now a car rental company called Zipcar. Instead of paying for hundreds of parking spots in an expensive airport location, they spread those cars around to hundreds of locations throughout the city, one parking spot at a time, which may even be free parking spots. And there's no rental counter, because it's all on a mobile phone app, and you simply now go up to your app, you've set up an account, and you say you want to rent that car, and it potentially could even let you into the car through the technology that connects the phone to the car. So now I've eliminated the expensive parking spots, and I've also in fact eliminated the desk that you have to hire people to wait there to serve you, because it's now done via the app. The final way that it transforms business models is I don't have to just rent the car for a day or a week. I can rent it for 2 or 3 hours to go shopping, or I can rent it for 20 minutes to go to the store to pick something up. And so now it's a whole different business model about what the revenue streams are, not for weekly rentals or daily, but down to a 20-minute rental, which opens up a whole new market for people wanting to rent cars. And that's the interesting thing about business models, is it just changes the way we go to market and make a much bigger impact on the marketplace.